Hello, beautiful soul. I'm Vicki Howie of ChakraBoosters.com, the creator of Chakra Boosters Healing Tattoos. And today I'm actually going to show you my root chakra tattoo. This is my personal favorite because if you know me, you also know I am very upper chakra. I've got a lot of connection to spirit and the divine, and I need grounding a lot of the time. So I'm wearing this one a lot still, even today, especially when I'm traveling or just when I feel like I need more grounding. So the reason I brought this one out is because we are in our series right now for the best foods to boost, balance, and heal each chakra. And we're looking at the root chakra today. These are going to be my 5 favorite foods. So stay tuned. I may give a few extras too at the end because I couldn't quite get them all into 5. And you can add your favorites as well and make some comments below. What do you think of the ones I chose, and which ones do you like for boosting your root chakra? Okay, so let's very quickly go over the root chakra itself. We're talking about chakra number 1, right? The one that's foundational. It's the lowest, deepest chakra in the body at the base of the spine in the area of the tailbone. It's red and vibrant red. It governs your legs and your feet and your connection to Mother Earth, your grounding, your stability, your security and safety, your home, family, career, and money, at least in terms of your most basic financial stability. And that's probably not naming all of it. It's also your physical health, just your body, your manifest body is pure root chakra. So, how do we boost the root chakra with food? Well, if you haven't yet seen my video on how to boost your chakras with food or how to heal your chakras with food, go watch that. And you'll find out that there's 3 things we want to look at in each chakra when we're choosing foods, because I can't cover all the foods. I want you to be able to choose some of the foods yourself, right? Or just to look at a menu and know what foods are going to offer you the most healing for certain chakras. Okay, so the 3 basic things that we look at really quickly, I'm just going to summarize them, are 1, color. It's obvious, right? So if you want to boost all the chakras, you go for the rainbow diet. If you really want to work on your solar plexus, you're going to go toward a more yellow diet. Your heart, a more green diet. Okay, real simple, right? And real pretty on the plate. Except for when you do all the same color. Sometimes that's not quite as pretty. But whatever we do need, that's what we want to maximize. The second thing is that we want to look at the food type for that chakra. For the root, the food type is proteins. Okay, so we're looking at a lot of proteins here. Proteins make us stronger. Proteins make us more stable. See, so all of this stuff fits together because strength and stability in all kinds of areas of our life are what the root chakra is all about. Being strong, protected, stable. I love that root chakra energy, as you can tell. And then finally, the third thing that we want to look at when we're looking at foods for the root is we want to look at the glands that are related to that particular chakra. And for the root chakra, that is the testicles or the testes. Now, I know you're probably saying adrenals because that has been perpetuated. That myth has been perpetuated for a long time, but I really want you to think about this. The adrenals are the get up and go. They're the fight or flight. They're the thing that lets us just take off when we need to take off, when there's danger. Okay? What chakra does that remind you of? The slowest, densest, rooted, most stable chakra that doesn't even like to move? The animals here are the tortoise, the elephant, the mountain is a symbol of the root. The root is about stability and not really moving. And when the root moves, it moves very slowly. So the adrenals nuh-uh. And think about this too, the adrenals are yellow and they are right on top of the kidney area. They're in the area of the solar plexus. So every single thing about the adrenals screams solar plexus chakra. So don't be fooled that the adrenals are for the root, okay? The testes, when someone has balls, they have root chakra. Okay, someone with balls stands for things, right? And they're stable and manly strong. Even a woman who has balls has that strength, right? She has that masculine energy. It's a masculine energy, but women can have it too. And then you say, but women don't have testicles. I know. That's the beautiful thing about the glands for the ovaries and the root, is that the men don't have the ovaries and the women don't have the testicles. So there's an actual magnetic attraction between the two, because we're actually sensing that strength in one another in that dynamic. But I need to do a whole video on that. So that was a little aside. I hope you enjoyed that. Those are the 3 things we're going to look at, and those will all be part of why I chose my favorite foods for the root chakra. So are you ready for number 1? Root chakra food number 1 is cherries, particularly Bing cherries, because some cherries come in different colors. You have some Rainier, I think, are the more yellowy. I'm not a cherry expert, sorry about that. But I do know that Bing cherries are blood red. Their juice is like a tonic for the blood, and they're so beautiful. They don't really add anything. They're not a protein food group, and they don't add any testosterone or don't boost testosterone. So I made them number 1 because I just can't resist cherries. They're so beautiful. The juice is so deep red. So I just really, really wanted to keep the cherries in there. Okay. Food number 2 for the root chakra is tomatoes. Tomatoes, maybe you say tomatoes. Doesn't really matter. Either way, tomato, they are on the list as foods that boost testosterone. If you Google it, many of the lists for testosterone will have tomatoes on there. And what I also love about tomatoes is their rich color, and when you cook them, they are so versatile. There's so many different types of sauces that you can make with tomatoes. And in all different ethnicities. You have Mexican food, Italian food, Mediterranean food, and it goes on and on and on, right? Almost every single ethnic type of food has a tomato sauce, a type of tomato sauce. So it's a great staple for your food. If you need root chakra, just do a lot of tomato sauces with all kinds of different flavors. So number 3, we're going into protein, kidney beans. Kidney beans are a rich red, and I get that they're whitish inside, but they're still a rich red, and they are a great source of protein. So I think kidney beans are just an obvious one, and they create such heartiness to any meal because they can be a protein source. Because if you're a vegetarian, that's going to be a good way to get your root chakra boost through your food. Number 4. Now, if you're a vegetarian, we're going to have options. But I do have to say that raw meat, if you're a meat eater, is very much root chakra. This is a protein source that increases testosterone. Even the idea of meat, you think meat is not thought of as feminine, it's more manly, it's more root chakra, survival, eat meat. Now, obviously nowadays we don't need to eat meat to survive. We have lots of sources of protein, and I know if you're in my tribe, you may very well be one who is either vegetarian or vegan. So there are other options. So some of these options actually mimic meat. One of the options is called Beyond Meat, and it's a more recent invention, and it has super protein, like more protein, I believe. Don't quote me on this, but check it out. I believe it has more protein than meat itself. It's just really expensive. The cool thing that many athletes like is because it has so much protein, and also it bleeds like meat. It has like a bleeding effect. I'm not quite sure how they do that. You'll have to check into that yourself. But blood is definitely a part of root chakra. So you have Beyond Meat, which is a vegetarian option. And then another one I like to throw in for creating all kinds of dishes is Bob's Red Mill vegetarian. It's textured vegetarian meal, right? You can just use that. And it's actually yellow in color, but he calls it red mill, right? So it's got red in the name, and I love that. I love that. So it's actually yellow, but once you take it and you include it in, like, let's say a chili, which would be brilliant, right? Because you'd put it in the tomato sauce with the kidney beans, and then you'd have the texturized protein, the red mill texturized protein, all of those, 3 of the things I've named in one dish. So that would be an amazing root chakra boosting dish. And of course, if you eat organic farm-raised meats, you could put a little bit of meat into that chili as well. In either case, we're getting numbers 2, 3, and 4 into that particular recipe. So chili is a really root chakra food. It's a super root chakra food. Okay, so that's number 4. And then finally, number 5, not a big source of protein, but I still, because so many people today are now vegetarians, I put it as my quintessential food for the root chakra because it's a root vegetable, and when you juice it, it creates a rich and delicious, hearty juice that feels to me like it's blood itself in terms of how it's invigorating and revitalizing your body. And if you have a lot of, say, carrot juice, and you add just a little bit of beet, just a tiny bit of beet, it'll turn all of it red. Beet juice is so, so vibrant. It's so red. And red is really important to the root chakra. Before I started embracing root chakra, I hated red and I loved purple. And now I embrace the red, and I really see how much it helps me in my stability by embracing the red. So beets, yay! You can juice them, you can cook them. Once you cook them, you can have them in salads. I have a recipe on my blog for a wonderful bean and beet salad, so I'll include the link below. And yeah, beets are just quintessential. They're a root vegetable, so they're growing in the earth. They are rooted. So when you're eating them, you're taking in the intelligence of that rooted energy, the way that they have been growing and developing their whole life. Everything has intelligence, remember? And when we eat, we take in that intelligence. All right, so I'm going to give you just a few alternatives as well. One of them is hibiscus tea, which I just love. I've got a little glass right here. I want to show you. Look how red that is. So these are my runners up, okay? I gotta slurp that a little bit. See how red it is? Even in a clear glass, it's red. When you put it in a regular mug and you look down in it, it's just solid red. It's like a red tonic, which is fantastic. Now, I used to recommend Tazo Passion Tea, which has a lot of hibiscus. But one of my beautiful Chakra Booster fans told me that Tazo tea has GMO ingredients. We really want to avoid GMO ingredients as well as artificial ingredients and preservatives. So the tea that I found was traditional medicinals, hibiscus tea, traditional medicinals. It's definitely non-GMO, and it's pretty much straight hibiscus. So you're going to get a really beautiful, warm for the winter cup of red vitality. Delicious. Now, if you prefer for your red to be cold, you can do a thicker red with the beet juice, but you can also do this alternative, cranberry. Cranberry is another of my favorite root chakra foods because it is a tonic for the body. There are so many things that cranberry does for your body. You're going to have to Google it. I can't list them all, especially just for an alternate food. But I do think that it's wonderful, and it is good actually even for your blood. It's very good for your blood. So cranberry would be another one. And finally, last but not least, I must give an honorable mention to my personal favorite fruit. I love many, many fruits, and I want different ones at different times, but my overall favorite of all time is watermelon. And I will buy whole watermelons and cut them up, and I'll cut half at first and give it away to friends and put parts of it in the refrigerator in little cubes, and I love watermelon, and it's such a great source of hydration too. So it feels like it plays nice with the sacral chakra, because the sacral chakra is water and liquids, and this is a root chakra food, but it's got so much water and liquids that it really feels like it brings a lot of harmony to the first and second chakra for me. So those are our root chakra foods, or at least those are mine. If I didn't mention yours, please make a comment below and share with our tribe what your favorites are, okay? And next we're moving on to the sacral chakra, so I will see you on that video. Blessings.